What's up, squad? Back with another video. Y'all seeing the title's going out. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for me, please. Y'all see it in the title before we get in this video. Definitely apologize. I will only be dropping this video tonight. Sadly, tonight in the morning. You know, I know a lot. I literally drop some videos at 12 in the morning and a video at like 12 p.m. That's kind of like where I'm headed to. You know, and this is Eastern time. So it'll be between, I definitely would say, 11 p.m., 12 a.m., and then we'll be dropping a video at 12 p.m. Like, it'll definitely be a video dropping at 12 p.m. And that's if I'm dropping 2 videos, you know, a day. Some days it'll be 1. Just like today, sadly, you know, really, I can't even say sadly because it made me feel happy. You know, Rennie, we do have, you know, obviously our oldest daughter, she wanted to start her a YouTube channel. And I've been kind of like, I don't know about it, but at the same time, it's something that she, you know, wants to do. She's always been around YouTube really ever since, obviously, you know, when she was born. You know, she was born, she's definitely always been around YouTube. Me being a YouTuber, her mother, you know, turned into a YouTuber. And, you know, obviously family and friends. But definitely appreciate y'all. Much love to everybody. Let's get in this video.
The dead Joe Biden donor who was able to get 8 shots off from President Trump. It's times like these where we have to rush for understanding to people who really have deep knowledge of this subject matter because it's so confusing, it's bewildering, hurts the brain. Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Bongino, who is a former Secret Service agent who cares greatly about the protection of President Trump and his country, said effectively that this is something that had to have been pre-planned. The incompetence borders on malevolence. This is something we've asked on this program many, many times. Was it incompetence or was it malevolence? Did they want Trump to get shot or was it just stupidity? At some point, it's indistinguishable, which is what Bongino says here. The Secret Service was making decisions that may not be political, but have a political tinge to them. They were deciding not to protect Trump because they wanted Trump to die. I'll fill in the gaps here for Bongino since I didn't work there. Bongino has, on multiple occasions, said the Secret Service effectively rigged the event in order to harm President Trump.
A campaign banner and block the line of sight for the guy with the biggest footprint in the world. So again, why didn't they block the line of sight? And second, why was he on the X anyway? The X is what we call in the Secret Service where the protectee is standing. If you're in a limo and a limo gets hit, the golden rule is you get him off the X.
Right.
Why was he even on the X? Cover, evacuate, or don't even bring him to the stage. There is no excuse for this. There should be mass resignations. People should be criminally investigated for what happened here.
And then, like, everybody literally, it just seemed like he was just, you can see him clearly. You know what I mean? If anybody else wanted to, you know, do anything, take a shot, do anything, they had a chance to because he wasn't fully covered. And my thing is, I love, before, you know, I start this video, you know, again, I want to say that I definitely appreciate, you know, Benny. This is obviously, I'm sorry, y'all. Usually I have other things for y'all, but big shout outs to Benny. This is a last minute video, but I told you I'm gonna be real with y'all. This is a last minute video. I had stuff to do, so I definitely apologize. But when I say that I love to see when other creators are actually not giving up and like going deeper and trying, not even so much deeper, but just putting out what needs to be putting out, finding other information, and actually not letting people sweep anything up under the rug like they've been doing with everything else. I absolutely love it.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, they want you to forget. This is why, of course, I believe there should be a national monument to President Trump's assassination attempt. They want you to forget this moment. Somebody who has better sources in the federal government than any human being alive, I would argue, is Tucker Carlson, who was recently in the Oval Office palling around with Trump and Elon, who, of course, knows everybody in this administration and has some pretty premier access to what's truly happening in your federal government. This is what makes Tucker's content so compelling. If you actually study the evidence as we have, we went to Butler and did the first documentary on the failings at Butler, you can see that this is obviously empirically true. Tucker Carlson going off on the next assassination of Donald Trump, and a reminder that Tucker Carlson predicted that Trump was going to be assassinated. He did it many times. Listen to people who got these things right. Here we go.
I actually thought what happened at the golf course a few weeks later was even worse in this sense. This is a few weeks after he's actually been shot.
Yes.
He's playing at his own golf course where he regularly plays at weekends when he's in Florida. And he was 5 minutes away of walking up to a green where if one Secret Service agent who happened to walk ahead had not seen the barrel of a rifle poking out of a bush, that guy had a loaded AK-47, he had body armor, he was ready to go. Trump would be dead. And that would have been, I think, the biggest scandal ever, because that was just weeks after he'd already survived an assassination. But no one makes much of a fuss about that either.
How many members of Congress did that guy meet with? A lot. He was in Ukraine, which is controlled by the U.S. intel services. I mean, that's just a fact. He was in Ukraine, which is a kind of wellspring of lunacy. Sorry, I know you support it, but it's done more to destabilize the West than anything that's happened in my lifetime. And the amount of evil that has emanated from that country, the amount of assassinations that have come from Ukraine, I happen to know, is very high. And so this guy is in Ukraine and having contact. Well, how many members of Congress did he meet with and what do they talk about? This is an assassin. No, we don't know. So, and
again, the media, fascinating, the mainstream media, when was the last big piece you read about either assassination? And yet if that had been an attempt on Obama, on Biden, on Harris, on anyone, on the Democrat side, they wouldn't stop talking about it.
Because everybody knows what this is. These are not lone gunmen any more than, Lee Harvey Oswald was a lone gunman. The lone gunman killed by a lone gunman 2 days later. Okay now. I mean, it's just happened. It's so horrifying that clearly both of these guys were agents of the permanent government in Washington or globally. And there's like no honest person who could deny that. It's just so obvious.
And that's what I find like crazy. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, what I find crazy about the whole situation, just like, the golf course situation, just think about that. Like, if you've already had like these attempts on Trump or people that had, obviously these attempts on Trump and stuff like that, my thing is like your security should be, especially like, obviously you shouldn't, and I'm gonna say this and I don't want to hurt no feelings or nothing like that, but Trump shouldn't stop what he loves to do and stop, what he's used to, what do you call it, his routine. Him going to the golf course, him going out to eat, and going this place, or, him doing that. Yes, it is a very tough job. Like, we talking about the president of the United States, like, but at the same time, I just look at the simple fact, like, if y'all seen this happen, and it's already, like, sketchy, and, like, people like, well, this doesn't seem right. Wouldn't the security, wouldn't that security detail, the Secret Service, wouldn't that be way greater than, that's what I just find it odd. I find it weird just for the simple fact of it didn't happen a few times. And I feel like that things need to be more secure. And that's just me.
We've now learned about 4 or 5 assassination attempts of Donald Trump. A new one just dropped this weekend where we learned that an unauthorized drone was following President Trump's motorcade, had to be shot down by the Secret Service in Pennsylvania.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know that.
What will be the next assassination attempt? Here's Tucker.
And I think that people don't want to wrestle with that because it's incredibly disturbing. And I think it's also possible that people in the Trump administration don't want to deal with it. I mean, they're still guarded by the Secret Service.
Yeah.
And whatever elements tried to murder Trump are still in the positions they occupied.
I mean, I watched him the other day walking through a Las Vegas casino, and everyone was like, isn't that great? And I was like, wow, really? They're letting the president walk through an open casino with endless amounts of people milling around. I think you can carry guns in Vegas, I think, can you? It seemed to me a very high-risk environment to put a guy who literally just survived 2 assassination attempts.
Is it 2? I mean,
well, there are more, I think.
Exactly.
I mean,
we don't know about. I don't think that Trump doesn't want.
No, we do know about. It's more than 2
people to know about.
Exactly.
Probably the reality.
I think what you're saying is true. So, I think it's even more extraordinary than you're saying, actually, or than we really know.
Do you worry about him staying alive, literally?
No, because I think that if you're going to lead, you have to be willing to risk your life. I mean, obviously, I I mean, of course, I love Trump personally, so it's like, no, I mean, I can't imagine a few things worse than Trump being harmed. So I don't want to be cavalier about that, but I also think, as a factual matter, you cannot lead anything, including your own family, unless you're willing to lay down your life for it. I've always thought that. I mean, that is what it is to be a leader. I'm putting other people before myself. It doesn't mean that you take senseless risks, of course, but it does mean that you have
Kamala and Joe Biden need to take notes.
a measure of physical courage, and Trump is displaying that a lot, and I think it's essential. I think it's
Obama, take notes.
absolutely essential. And you'll hear people say, well, never take any risk. No. You want to lead, you have to. That's what the job is taking risks.
The difference between us and the animals
Definitely.
is that we don't want any president ever to be assassinated. There were plenty of people that were upset that Donald Trump by a millimeter missed death. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment for us to fix these institutions, especially the Secret Service, and ensure that this never happens to any president again.
Yeah, and anybody in general. I would definitely say as well. Definitely. You know, I'm pretty sure somebody had got killed at that rally. I'm pretty sure. One or two people. I think it was one. I don't know. Somebody injured, something like that. But if anybody, you know, that too. You know, obviously, you know, presidents, anybody that's running, anybody, you know, anybody that's in the stands at these rallies, definitely is definitely a crazy thing. I definitely love, like I said from the get-go, that I find it amazing that a lot of these YouTube influencers are literally doing whatever they can to keep things from being swept up under the rug, because I feel like it definitely is important. Definitely hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Definitely appreciate y'all. Much love, everybody. Catch y'all next one.